and it was called Pipe in a Book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is wiped from the internet.
We're
Googling it.
live.
That's
Cameron, there was a couple early YouTube pipe creators that I've tried to look up, not remembering anything about them. And I tried to index YouTube search results by like the first instances of like YTPC showing up and stuff. And I haven't like figured it all out, but I'm going to somehow figure out how to index search results the correct way with the oldest first and look up some of that original pipe content that I used to watch. There were several
yeah.
guys I could kind of explain to you, but don't remember their names or anything from 15 plus years ago. It'd be
Oh
really
yeah.
cool to watch some of that again.
Well, and it just
Northwest
makes me
Piper,
wonder,
do you
like,
know who he is?
who?
Northwest Piper.
Oh yeah, love
He's
his
still
video.
making. He's gray now, but
Yep.
I
Oh
watched
yeah.
his stuff very early on, and
Yep.
it's cool to see him still around.
Well, and that's what makes me wonder about the guy I was talking about. Like I said, I don't remember his first name, but I'm always like, he'll pop up in my head every now and then. I'm like, man, I wonder if he's still here,
Ain't that cool? Ain't that
because
cool?
he
Another
could
guy,
be under a totally different name. I don't know.
Right, right.
another guy I really enjoyed watching. His channel's still up. He has a few videos, but most of them's been taken down. But that's the Aristocob channel. Always
Mhm.
smoking out of a Missouri Meerschaum because he sold Missouri Meerschaums. I think he ran a shop or something like that.
Yep.
But Scott, I think, was his name, and I used to love to watch his videos.
I remember him.
The name rings a bell. I can't picture him off the top of my head, him specifically, but yeah, I've seen the name.
He was always in his work van, smoking a cob with 1Q, and
Oh yeah.
great videos. You know how some, especially the old school like matches era YTPC presenters, it was just so relaxing to watch their videos. Something about it. It was like ASMR before ASMR was a thing.
Oh, that's like Northwest Piper. Just his voice and everything. He's like just seems so approachable and everything. Like,
Mushroom Legs in the chat. He says Stogie Farts is a good old channel.
oh yeah, Stogie Fart's been around a long time.
All of
I
Stone
remember that name, but I can't place him like visually what he looked like. But I do recall that name.
had sunglasses on. All of his videos are still up. He just stopped putting out videos. I love Stogie Farts. Derek Tant, is that his name? Derek Tant?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
He was loved watching his videos. His videos are still up. He no longer puts videos out. What's sad is so many of these great YTPC presenters, they just kind of disappear. Even if their channels are up, you just see the last video they make, and it's like everything's good, and then just nothing. No goodbye. There's no indication that they're slowing down. And
Right.
I think what happens is they skip a video, and once you skip 1 week, it's easy to skip 2 weeks, and eventually it's so long you got to put a video out explaining, and then you don't know what to say, and then it's so long that habit not doing it and it just falls off the map.
Well, and life gets busy. I mean, you all know.
I get it. Good evening.
Mushroom Leg says, "Oh, and hello, gentlemen, sirs." Yeah, good evening, Mushroom Leg. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Carrie is in the chat. Miss Carrie, how are you doing? Very good to see you.
Have y'all had this yet?
No, I can't get
Loving
good
it.
beer here, man. We don't have the population density for like unique beers to be put in the stores because there's so few people, and the laws in West Virginia as far as ordering alcohol suck. I cannot legally order any kind of booze to the house. So it would I would have to get in the gray market and have people ship it, and it's so much trouble. But I love good beer, man. It's just so hard to get good beer here.
I may have to send y'all some because I've really been enjoying this.
Blue Line in the house.
Blue Line.
There's who is it? Pipe and a Pour that's also on YouTube and Instagram. He's been posting this a lot too.
I got something to show Blue Line. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Y'all talk.
Those just tuned in, we just recorded the newest episode of our podcast under the new name Brothers of the Pipe with our special guest Cameron, who you can find on Instagram as Smoky Stash. And he has one of probably the top Instagram pages with the best pipe photography that you will find. If you
Dude.
don't have pad, you will have pad. And if you do have pad, you will most definitely be purchasing a new pipe after checking out his Instagram page.
Yeah, go purchase one from Ryan McCauley, Smoking Barrel Briars. That's who made this one.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Look at the blast on that. My gosh.
Yeah.
And
Love
guys,
this
I don't know if Cameron's mentioned it. This is Smokey Stash on Instagram. Everybody go over to Instagram. Check him out. He has the best photography
No,
on
not even close.
the Instagram pipe community. Guys, I'm going to show off a knife real quick. My man Blue Line's in here, who is also a knife nerd. Walt, Carolina Kirk, what's up, brother? This is a knife I was looking for back in the summer. I'd been looking for. No, Friday's not the new day. It just kind of worked out today. It's all it is. I'm not going to release the podcast till tomorrow. So as far as what it's going to look like, it's going to look the same. But I was looking for a good knife, guys, that I could clean deer with, use in the kitchen, and have a nice fixed blade, utility blade for all the stuff I do, and it not be too big. And what I ended up getting was this Cold Steel Pendleton Mini Hunter. And this is CMP3V steel, but it's a small fixed blade with pretty good steel, rubberized handle that I've been playing with for a couple months, and I was just wanting to show that to Blue Line. He's a knife nerd like me, and it's been a real handy little knife. It chops up plug tobacco quite well.
Harry says, don't feel bad that my pipe photos aren't super great either. Listen, I am the worst pipe photographer that has ever lived. I use an iPhone 13. It's a terrible phone. And so Cameron, since you're here, what is your secret to great pipe photography? In the past, you have told me you just use a phone. Do you have like a $4,000 phone? Like, what's the setup here? Like, give me some details, brother. I need information.
So I would say you're going to have to lose the iPhone, but my good buddy James, we talked a lot about earlier, he's an iPhone guy. And now dude, James's pictures are next level in my opinion, man. That dude, he knows what's up. I think the biggest thing though is lighting.
Sure.
Because I struggle a lot on some of mine, especially outside. Some of them will just be like, dang, man, that like turned out really good. And then other ones, I like fight it to get a good picture. I'm like, what the heck? And then
I've set up a couple like photo shoots for pipe stuff, like just 2 or 3 so far, and I'm happy with how they turned out. But it's a skill, right? Like anything, and it's kind of a macro photography. If I just practice a little bit more, I'll probably. I'm happy with a picture pipe adjacent that I took last night that you guys all might see here soon somewhere pop up. But like it's something I want to work on, to be honest with you, Cameron. And honestly, your stuff is inspirational to me because, like Hunter said, you're not using fancy equipment. You have a good eye for it, and you're just making it happen. I think you do a fantastic job, and you know this. I've said it.
But you have
I appreciate it. It's fun.
I could see one of your photos on Instagram going through just the, just looking at Instagram. One of your photos will pop up, and before I see your name, I know that it's you because you have your own style of capturing pipe photography.
I agree.
And a very artisan approach, as a musician like myself, to play music and someone say, hey, I could tell that was you playing, you have your own voice on it, which I don't get that, but that would be the ultimate compliment. You know what I mean? And I think as a photographer, that's a very artistic form of expression. And I imagine, for people being able to see your photography and know it's you without it being labeled that you did it is probably like a huge goal and achievement.
Yeah, that's cool. No, yeah, I like to hear that. That's pretty awesome. It is fun though.
Guys, I'm smoking the Ravenwood Old Burley Bear, and we all had this on the podcast recording sneak peek, and it's great. Everybody, is it still in stock, Cameron? Do you know?
It wasn't. I don't know, or well, I thought when I checked, It was sold out big. Yeah, you're gonna have to look.
It is
Yeah.
not.
Well, look
Yeah.
for the restock, guys. I'm telling you, if you have any interest at all in Burley's, especially Burley Flakes, absolutely, James knocked it out of the park with this one. Everybody should get some to try.
You know, and we didn't talk about it too much on the podcast, but how we did mention, preferring a blend in the morning, evening, whatever. And I still really did enjoy that smoke just a minute ago, but I will say, like, in the morning, and I don't know if it's just your palate being fresh too, I get very, and I've gotten it slightly from other Burley blends, but like almost like that herbal. I think part of it may be some of the baking spice people are getting, stuff like that with this blend. And I described it to James as almost herbal just because, and it's on the Retro Hailmore. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like really natural. It's earthy, but not earthy in a way that some other tobacco is to me, but it's really enjoyable in my opinion.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this:
Great
when you
point.
smoke this in the morning, are you outside or are you in your truck or where are you at?
No, in my truck,
In the truck. Okay.
window cracked.
I've noticed often with me, I find blends taste very different inside versus outside.
Yeah.
And we're talking about nasal snuff. I'll take nasal snuff in the house, get the aroma, walk outside, and it's completely different. And I think blends smoke differently outside versus inside. And so that's another reason I love Burley's at work. I love the taste of Burley when I'm smoking it outside.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I
that's
got
just
my expensive ventilation system cranked up. It's called the Windows Open, and it was getting a little chilly in here. So.
yeah, my ventilation system is the window closed. I used to be a stickler about it. I used to have a towel under the door to block
I
smoke.
remember that.
The door shut with a fan in the window blowing out to take the smoke out. And that window hasn't opened in years, and usually the door is open. I'm lucky. I know not a lot of people get to have that, but actually the room note of the smoke will intensify the experience of the blend. So if anyone can, whatever they have to do to find a way to smoke inside, I would highly recommend it. I think it's a changing experience. It changes everything, especially like in the wintertime. There's some blends I love to smoke outside, but if it's like 22 degrees and snowing outside and like 9 o'clock at night, I really don't want to be outside smoking. I've been all outside at work. So having like Cameron, it looks like you're in your garage. So having a space like that is just incredible.
So Mushroom Leg, who's a professional chef, he says, anytime I'm making a salsa or a soup, I always taste it outside. I know I look crazy doing it, but I taste better outside. So very intriguing.
That's awesome.
It brings up, and everybody here being pipe smokers, we know setting means so much to the experience and what you perceive. So even your mindset, the lighting, if it's super dark and I cannot see the smoke, it seems less fulfilling to me.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes his craft seriously, and his salsas and soups get tasted outside. And although I've never heard that before, I can relate. If I have a good experience with some kind of factors going on, I will try to replicate it to see if it's something that is more than just a coincidence. I find that fascinating.
It's crazy that you would mention that. I saw a study somewhere done on smokers. I believe pipe smokers, actually. I wish I could find this, but they had pipe smokers smoke blindfolded. Okay. And blindfolded, they did not have as enjoyable of an experience, especially with the flavor.
That study was done in the late 1800s. It's mentioned in that Ultimate Cigar book I gave you.
That's where I read it.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they can't visually see the smoke, it takes away from the experience. So actually being able to see the smoke is part of it. And that's
Tom made it to the live. He's been talking about wanting to make it.
Tom,
Porch Piper Tom, brother, how are you? Hey, I wonder what kind of shenanigans old Tom's up to this evening, man.
Tom is always up.
He's been slinging soap. Have you seen what he's been up to? He's in the soap business.
The soap business, trying to clean up his act.
There's no cleaning up his act. Tom, good to see you, old buddy, man. I hope all is well. Hope you got something good to smoke, buddy.
Tom is my absolute spirit animal. Really is. Old school codger, great taste in blends, and just everything I aspire to be. And I don't just say that about everyone. I don't try to talk people up, but Tom, you're an inspiration. Thank you for the videos that you do. We appreciate it. And I've been practicing on my clinching, and it has gotten nowhere. Absolutely.
So Tom likes a good burley blend as well. Tom, next time I send you a care package, if I have any more of this left, this is Ravenwood Old Burley Bear. If I have any of that left, next time I send you something, I'd love to get some of that in your hands to try, buddy. It's a wonderful burley flake. James did just an incredible job blending it, and I'm pretty sure you would appreciate it, buddy. Tom's a rock star. Look at the chat.
It's going crazy. Everyone's losing their minds. Tom's here. I am too. I mean,
I had to tell my wife to keep her shirt on. You know what I mean?
Cameron will be back. And again, for those just tuning in, Cameron is our guest on this week's episode of Brothers of the Pipe. First episode under the new name. And you can find him on Instagram under Smokey Stash. Now, Cameron, this is the real question. We've been sitting here, we've chatted online before. This is the first time actually chatting in person to where we can see each other, hear each other's voices, and so forth. The real question, when are you going to do a YouTube channel, man? Look, you're easy to talk to. No stuttering like I have, no mumbling like I have. You could have a great channel. Why are we not putting up pipe content on YouTube?
Lack of time. Kids.
I get it, man. I get it. I do.
Harry, I have not, but that is on the list. The only Briarworks blend that I have had
Smokehouse
of is Smokehouse. And so I've seen Country Lawyer on there.
Good one.
That's not the Vapor blend, is it? That's an English blend, I think.
Country Lawyer's a cigar leaf blend. It's really good.
I've looked into all their blends. They have an English that I'm curious about and a Vapor. And if it looks like I'm talking this way and not directly to the screen, is because the laptop's in front of me and that's where I'm reading the chat. So I apologize for this motion. But yeah, I love the idea or the fact it's not an idea, it's a reality. Briarworks puts their blends in mason jars, which is great. All of my blends end up in mason jars anyhow.
Reminds me of the corn liquor. Tom's having Cornell and Dill, Burley Flake, number 3. Hunter, you've had number 3, right?
I've had 1 and 3. 1 was good, but 3 was really phenomenal.
That's the one you liked a lot, right?
Yeah, man, it was great.
Hey, Tom got his YTPC shirt in today. That's awesome. From Joe and Tell. It's really cool, Tom. It even says the YouTube channel name Joe and Tell on the tag. I thought that was a nifty little touch. I have mine somewhere. It's here.
So listen, Tom, your influence on us. I want to tell you a quick story. Dakota and I one day had watched one of your uploads you had, and you were smoking a Peterson. Dakota, what Peterson was it?
That was
it was the System Pipe, right?
It was the one that the Georgetonian gent gifted him. And even that model, I looked it up on Smoking Pipes. Almost bought one.
We spent an hour on the phone looking up Estate Petersons on Smoking Pipes because we both almost bought one that day.
Was it
because of Tom smoking it and it looked so awesome? We both about bought one. And
it's the one he's smoking in the thumbnail to his intro.
Here he is. The $9.99.
The Arklow 999. That's it. Yeah. Almost bought one, man. Almost bought one. Beautiful pipe.
Haunted Pirate Cake, aka Haunted Pirate Ship. 50% Haunted Bookshop, 50% Pirate Cake.
Walt, I got some rum twist. It's fantastic, buddy. I really like it. Revelation gifted me some. It's really good.
All right.
Can you all still see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to multi-window on my phone here.
Blue Line has some nightcap in the 8311. So Blue Line just found the secret of the 311 poker, guys. He's on board. I have him completely corrupted. What's really ironic, and we were texting earlier, and he's like, we might be the same person. It's like the multiverse is going on. Blue Line 311 poker is one of my favorite shapes ever, and I've smoked more nightcap in that particular shape than I care to even mention. So that's ironic. Funny. Hunter can attest. Nightcap in a 311, that's just kind of my hallmark.
My next pipe, because you've mentioned that. And Carrie saves my back on every live stream because I can't think of this stuff. The vapor blend that Briarworks has is back down south. So that's one I've been wanting to try.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, so I got the blend right that Mushroom Leg was talking about. Mushroom Leg is another big Matches 860 fan, along with Cameron, along with myself. So he's smoking Haunted Pirate Chip, half Haunted Bookshop, half Pirate Cake.
Sounds good to me.
And oh, here it is. Walt is smoking Gawith and Hogarth 2020 rum twist with 5 years of age on it. There we go.
It's good stuff. Hunter, have you tried what was gifted to you by Revelation yet?
Still not yet.
Not yet. No, it's delicious. You're gonna love it. It's and he has had that cellared for I don't know how long, but some amount of time. So it's got some age on it as well. I figure that's been cellared for a few years because I haven't had it fresh to compare, but the rum is not overwhelming, which kind of leads me to think it maybe died down a bit.
Little piece and chew it because I like chewing tobacco from time to time, and I know you can chew some Gawith twists, and I'm all about it. So I'm gonna get up and grab my 311 and some nightcap because that sounds great. Just finishing up
Hey,
Five Brothers and the number 1673, and this cat is about to hate me. No, just won't let go. Get down.
oh, kitty.
Here, man. Pop, pop.
Oh man, Dakota, I got to tell you a funny story. Back in the day, like I said, being interested in the history of Appalachia and all that. Me and some buddies decided we was going to make our own little batch of corn liquor.
Oh boy.
And so yeah, we were like 16, and I got online and was researching everything. We made this little 1 gallon pot still, and we was just going to give it a shot. And so we put it together. I don't even remember what freaking dark website I got this plan off of, but it was like it was pretty sketchy.
The problem was you didn't mix enough kerosene in the final product.
Yeah, well, yeah, there was no kerosene mixed in the final product, and not much product off of the gallon still, obviously. But it was funny because my buddy had this old farmhouse on their property that we used to hang out in, and his parents used it for storage, and we moved everything out and put a pool table in there and all this stuff when we were kids. And so we built this still and mixed our mash up, let it ferment, all that stuff, and then we got to cooking it off, and the pot got too hot, and so really it was just turning it to vapor, And my buddy's dad, we're all parked over by the little house over there. My buddy's dad comes up and he just peeks his head in the door. He's like, "What are y'all doing?" And we're like, come around the corner. "Oh, nothing. Just hanging out. What's going on?" And he just looked at us and he was like, "Don't burn the place down." He just shuts the door. He could smell it though. And, yeah, we had to tell him what was up, but it was funny because at the end of the run, we had about an ounce of something that you could actually, we threw away the first couple ounces anyways because we're like, we're gonna die, we're gonna be blind. But yeah, it was funny.
Oh, I didn't know he took his channel down. I knew he hadn't been uploading any. League of the Keepers of the Briars in here asking about Revelation. Maybe he did take his channel down. I'm not sure. I'll ask him about it. I'll stay in contact with him. I'll text him and ask him what's going on. I'm not sure. Pipe Philosophy as well? Oh, man. That's sad. Two great channels there. Cameron, I have a great uncle who is the absolute. Okay, Mushroom Leg says he's got a new name. He's the piping guitarist now. Okay. We'll check that out. Lawson said goodbye as well. My goodness. We have a great uncle on my mother's side, and his name's Danny, but he doesn't go by Danny. You got to say his last name too. He's Danny Bird. That's his, Danny Bird, and he's still alive. He actually brought me a biscuit to work not too long ago, and great hillbilly guy, simple-minded, very simple-minded. But when I was about 14, 15, he taught me how to make homemade wine out of concentrated frozen juice.
Yep.
And we used gallon size, it might have been half-gallon size mason jars, big jars. And we made some hooch, you know what I mean? Some straight up. And I remember being young and drinking this like homemade wine made out of random frozen concentrate juices. We had orange juice, like all kinds of nasty stuff. And you couldn't have convinced me it wasn't liquid gold. You know what I mean? I thought it was awesome. But that's something I actually did later in life, man. Homemade wines. I made a lot. I made dandelion wines, peach, all kinds of different stuff. But
that's awesome.
Always been fun projects.
Mm-hmm. I keep telling my wife I'm going to make a build or buy. I don't know. It's just easier to buy them these days. I mean, good grief, you can get stuff and buy build or buy a 5-gallon still.
There's some really beautiful copper stills online right now.
Oh yeah,
made it's insane. But if like convenience is your thing, have you seen these electronic little tabletop itty bitty little stills?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually run some liquor through them. You know, they're not sexy,
mm-hmm.
but as far as distillation, they work quite well.
Yeah, no, those are cool.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, y'all will love this. This just hit me. I know y'all know who Popcorn Sutton is, right?
Oh, sure. I've actually had some of his shine, believe it or not.
Really?
Seriously. And it's connected to a pipe story as well, where I got it from. But go ahead.
So I was probably like 14, like I said, just into the culture and all that stuff. And I had seen growing up, we didn't have like cable TV or anything. We lived out in the sticks. The only thing we had was a freaking antenna, and we got stations I live really close to the Missouri border, and all the channels we got was from freaking Joplin, Missouri, like an hour away. And so, nothing pertained to me. But when I'd go to my grandparents' house, which they lived just down the road, they always had satellite. So, get exposed to whatever. And CMT used to have a show on there called like Most Shocking or something.
Right.
And Popcorn Sutton was on there. And I remember watching that and being like, who is this freaking guy, So, of course, I dig into him and everything. Well, did you ever see his documentary that was made?
Yep.
Okay, so Neil Hutchison was the guy's name that made that documentary.
Yep.
And I did some digging. I found that guy's documentary. It wasn't released yet, but I guess it was in the works or whatever. And I got his name, and I just emailed this Neil guy as a 14-year-old probably. And I said, hey, man, do you got any cool stories you'd be willing to share? And he said, well, why don't you just call him yourself? And he sent me Popcorn Sutton's number.
No freaking way.
Unlike now, I'll talk to anybody now. But when I was a kid,
scared. No. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I'm not calling this dude. Well, finally one day, I worked up the courage to call Popcorn Sutton, and I called the number, and ring, 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 ring. Hello? And it was like instantly you could tell he was being inconvenienced because someone was calling him. And I said, is Ashley there? Just the first name that popped in my head. And he goes, Ashley? Who the f is Ashley? And I was like, wrong number. Click. But it was him.
You talked to Popcorn Sutton, and I tasted his corn liquor. So, real quick, it's past the statute of limitations, and the gentleman has passed since. But one of the owners of a local general store, and this is the place where I bought my Carter Hall I was telling you about, also the place where he let me flip through his catalog of what pipes he could order to sell was available, and I picked out my my own Dr. Graybows from this guy. My epic work Graybows that I've used back in the day. But this guy bootlegged moonshine out of the back of the store, and everybody around here knew it. It wasn't a big secret, you know what I mean? And at one point he was getting up there in age, and we became very close. He also sold some guns and stuff. He never had an FFL license, very like backwoods stuff.
That's awesome.
And did a lot of wheeling and dealing with this guy, and he was a hell of a guitar picker. Played a lot of local music and stuff. He was former Marine drill instructor and stuff, kind of a hard man, you know what I mean? But a great guy. And finally, I was asking him about, you know, I know you're holding on to some special liquor and stuff, because everybody knew he had it from all over, because he toured all over and met all the big names in moonshine back in the day. And he said, yeah, I got some special liquor. I was like, when are you going to let me try some? And he's like, well, you can try any I have. And I was like, well, bring the best out. And he's like, oh, maybe next week, stop by, you know. And I kind of forgot we had that conversation. Like a week later, I was in there, and I seen him, and he was giving me that look, and he had a gleam in his eye. I knew he was up to something. And I had completely forgot, you know, why he might, you know, with him, it's hard to tell. Maybe he heard a story on me and he had to rub it in, but it wasn't that. He said, stick around. And someone else was in the store, and he was waiting until they left. And when they left, he pulled out a quart jar, and he said, this is one old Popcorn gave me. And I was like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. He's like, we used to do some trading and stuff back in the day. I have no idea the legitimacy of this, but this guy, he knows everyone, so it's very likely. We both had a good swig of this, and I'll never forget it. Was it really Popcorn Sutton's? I don't know, but it was cool.
Probably was.
It might have been.
That's awesome.
That's where I used to buy my guitar strings back in the day, because we lived so far in the sticks. I'd have to go to a general store, literally, to get my guitar strings.
Yeah. I bought a lot of random stuff from that guy, man. It's funny when you have a little store out in the middle of the country, what all just might happen to be for sale, you know?
Yeah.
First Piper Tom, I mentioned that I was just finished a bowl of Five Brothers. He says that'll put some hair on your chest. And that is true. And I'm following the Five Brothers up, as I said, with the Peterson nightcap in the Savinelli 311 poker.
Wonderful factory pipe, man. I would highly suggest that to anyone if you don't have a 311 or like Blue Line, a Rossi 8 311. Put that in your rotation, guys. You won't regret it. They smoke everything and they do it well.
This pipe has a great story. I told my wife last year for Christmas I wanted the new Savinelli, but I wanted her to pick it out. And so I pretty much told her any Savinelli, just make sure it's a 6mm filter, or non-filtered, but no 9mm filter. And she knew what to check for. She understands pipes. And that's the one she picked out for me. How cool is that? And then she grabbed a couple of tins of Cornell. She knows I smoke a lot of Cornell and Deal. But Christmas present from the wife. I have a smoke room in the house, and she buys me Savinellis for Christmas. I've got it made. I mean, I can't complain.
Tom, I'd give it a go, buddy. I'm telling you, the one I have is an absolute tank. It's a workhorse, and I love it. It's great.
Tom, I'm not a clincher. I can't speak very clearly with a pipe in my mouth, but it is very clinchable, and I know you like to clinch your pipes, so this would be an absolute winner. Very lightweight, sits very on the teeth, and I think right up your alley. So if you get a chance, I would absolutely give this a go. I think this has your name all over it.
Very comfortable saddle bit. Hunter, you bring up a really great point. It is very clinchable. It's short, so it hangs easy and light. Cameron, how much do you clinch, man? How do you?
Yeah, off and on, and it depends on the pipe, obviously. Depends what I'm doing. I do clinch quite a bit driving to work, which most of the time, if I'm commuting and smoking, I'm going to have I've got a ROP that's bent, and I think that was actually the pipe I had in my last post, I think. Yeah, because I was smoking it the other day in the tree stand. And so I smoke that one all the time. Clinch it. I smoke quite a few, probably 4 different bones on the way to work. And one's
I got
like a stubby billiard, which is easy to clench. I've got a real light Dublin, and it's pretty easy to clench, but I'll go back and forth with it because it's a little bit longer. And then there's a bent billiard I have as well that's really easy to clench. And so, yeah, if I'm driving, I'm trying to clench. In the evening, trying to take it more slow, probably, and not clenching as much.
I find myself clenching a fair amount, not while I'm talking and stuff, but just like while I'm always doing something with my hands,
Yeah.
And I'm always attracted to something that clenches well.
Yeah.
And that 311 does a great job. You were talking about the bones. I have a Bones Chubby Rhodesian. It's a short, stubby, chubby Rhodesian. Man, it's saddle bit, but it's slightly thick. But that pipe, I keep it in my car. It's bulletproof, man. That is actually for the money. I don't know, 45, 50 bucks. It is just an incredible pipe for the money.
We both that we like smoking. We've got a picture of both of our bones. We met up for one of your kids' birthday parties. And we both brought our bones with us
randomly. Didn't plan it.
Smoked some Haunted Bookshop, I think, and took a great photo. And actually, I'm going to upload that very soon on the Brothers of the Pipe Instagram. So if anybody is on Instagram, check that out, and you can see both of the Morgan Bones pipes that Dakota and I are speaking of.
Mine, I've handled mine a lot with like dirty work hands, so like mine's colored up really well, man. It looks great.
Yeah. I forgot to tell you earlier. Me and some buddies, all the ones from the group chat or whatever I was telling you about earlier. One of them started calling Haunted Bookshop Bum's Pocket years ago on there, and so we always call it that.
I like that.
I like it. Yeah. Bum's Pocket.
Yeah.
I can get in some Bum's Pocket. That's cool with me.
Tom says he has the same bones. Great smoker and clincher. The acrylic is a tad bit hard for how thick it is. It's not a bad clincher. I think it could be thinned out just a hair, but I love that pipe, man. I mean, I'm a big fan of that pipe.
See,
that's how that little stubby billiard is that I have. It's a saddle bit, but it is thick.
I pretty much have to have acrylic, though. Something about my mouth chemistry, I don't know if I have especially acidic saliva, but a vulcanite stem, if I don't clean it like religiously, will oxidize near immediately. There's no sunlight that comes into the room, but like one use and it's just boom, brown. Even on a new one, insane. I have some really nice pipes that do have the vulcanite stems, and I clean them after every use and put obsidian oil on it. That does the job. But I've got some that I've just about ruined. I mean, I guess they can be cleaned by someone that really knows what they're doing, but I oxidize the stem quicker than anyone I've ever met.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That's too bad because I love the feeling of vulcanite. I'm not much of a clincher. Occasionally, if I'm driving or on the job site, I'll clinch a little bit, and it definitely makes clinching a lot easier when the stem is made of vulcanite, but they oxidize on me so quick. Even the new ones.
I have a button design in my head I haven't spoken to anyone about, but I'm going to bounce it off Nate King, and let him pick it apart and tell me why it would not work. But I do have a button idea in my head that I would like to make. I might buy me a couple rods of vulcanite and maybe try to shape it. It wouldn't be that hard. I carve wood and stuff, so like I could whittle it down.
Yeah, Vermont Freehand I know sells the vulcanite material.
They've got good material. Yeah, I mean maybe not his level of good, but I mean hobbyist, someone like me, good material. Guys, I think I'm gonna grab my 311 as well.
Go for it. Harry says the vulcanite seems softer.
It certainly is. Yeah.
Much comfortable in the mouth, even on the teeth. For someone that's not a clincher. I would still use Vulcanite if it didn't oxidize so much. But for me, the upkeep with my body chemistry, I guess, just doesn't work. The one thing I do like over the one thing I like about acrylic over Vulcanite is, let's say, the way Savinelli makes their stems. You can get the same pipe with the Vulcanite versus acrylic stem. The acrylic stem, the draft hole where the pipe stem enters has more of an opening to it. And I'm not sure if that's possible or not with Vulcanite. They don't seem to do that with Vulcanite. But the opening of the draft hole on the acrylic stems is really nice. So, Cameron, do you have a preference between Vulcanite and acrylic or ebonite even, or is it just however the pipe is fine with you?
Kind of however it is. I mean, honestly, I do love the soft feeling of Vulcanite. But I do have some acrylic stems too that I love. So it just depends, I guess. Like I said, that bones that I have, that stubby billiard, if that acrylic stem was a touch thinner, oh man, it'd be great. It's already a good clincher, but it is pretty stout. But then like this billiard right here that Ryan made, it's Vulcanite or ebonite, I guess. It's one of the two. Either way, it's soft, and the pipe's really light, anyways. But it's it clenches great, but it's got way smaller button. It just overall, it's fairly thin.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Tom left you a funny comment there, Hunter.
And so Tom says, did you have the same trouble with your guitar strings as you do with Vulcanite? Yeah, my guitar strings get really dead in tone very quickly too. And one thing I used to do, I had to be so cautious of, is I would play a gig and then throw the guitar right in the case and not clean the strings. And then the next day open up the case, and where I've sweated on the guitar strings and it just stayed in the case without any room to breathe, it would kill a brand new set of strings and you could hear the difference immediately. So after a gig, everyone's tearing down, and here I am wiping the strings, trying to save them to get another gig out of it. But yeah, actually, I have kind of had the same issue.
So
I don't know.
The solution to that is you get those elixir strings that's got the coating on it, and it deadens the tone a little bit, but they never get nasty.
So I use Ernie Ball because that's what I've always used, and that's what Buddy Petrie sold at his general store, and I was able to get. I tried switching to Diodario one time, Tom, and it didn't work because Diodario strings, the sleeves that the strings come in, Ernie Ball, each string comes in an individual sleeve, but Diodario would have two strings in a sleeve. So it would have the E and the G, the A and the B, and then the D and the high E. And if I'm on a gig and I break a string, then it's like I've got to get two strings out, and if one comes undone, it's just terrible. So, like for a gigging situation, I like to be able to pick the exact string I want and restring quickly. So, Ernie Ball takes the win.
Guys, this is what I'm smoking now. I haven't tried it yet. I just picked up the sample Hunter dropped off at our parents' house today. This is the new, for this year, Cornell and Dill The Haunting. It's a cigar leaf heavy cake with some Virginias in it. So looking forward to giving this a go.
Cameron, have you ventured into this blend yet? Any of the past versions?
Nope, I have not.
It's interesting. Yeah.
No, I've heard a lot about it, but no, I never have.
So Blue Line says elixir. As soon as you bend them, the frets break the protective coating and they get dead and weird quickly. They're great for rhythm guitar, though not so much for lead, at least for me. I've seen a lot of people use elixir for their acoustic guitars.
That's what I have on mine right now, my Washburn. Yeah, and they've been on there a long time. They're tone dead, but like as little as I play guitar, it's fine. Sergeant Rocco in the chat.
Sergeant, have y'all played instruments a long time?
Pardon?
Have Have y'all played instruments like for a long time since you were kids?
He actually plays instruments. I don't.
I was a semi-professional musician before COVID hit, and then I had 2020. By March, I had close to 150 gigs ready to go, already booked, and COVID came and wiped everything out. And so I was in like 3 bands at once, playing country music, and then like an oldies band and like a modern country band. And I used to be in a grunge band. I played all kinds of music, but nothing's been. COVID killed the music scene. Hasn't come back quite the way it was. I was having some issues with my left hand, some tendonitis issues, and it was time for me to exit the stage.
Man.
So Mushroom Leg has a uke that he plays. He's like, it's so dumb, I love it. I think ukuleles are great. Mandolins are great. Dulcimers are great. I'm all about some like strange little instruments. Walt, I haven't got the package yet. We're gonna check again in the morning. So hopefully, also in the morning, I have a Dunhill coming. Dunhill I've never owned. So, all right, Hunter, let's hear it.
I don't think it'll work. You mentioned
it'll work.
Can you hear it? Nothing.
Hold it closer. I want to hear it.
I can't really hold it any closer.
It's not breaking the noise floor or something, dude.
Dude, that is wild.
That's so weird, man.
That's weird.
It's something in the software, dude. Zoom must just be picking up on vocal tonality or something.
Yeah. Mention mandolin. There's the mandolin. I'm not great, but I've tinkered around with pretty much anything with strings. And so I used to play this mandolin live, actually. We used to do in one of the country bands, like a bluegrass mini session in the middle of the gig, break out all the acoustics and stuff. And so I would do the mandolin.
I'm pretty good at the cowbell.
Dude, I don't have any rhythm.
Kazoo. I got a really nice kazoo in there as well. And that's a
cover that's magnificent with the solo on the kazoo.
It might be our intro song because Hunter won't record anything.
I've got it ready. I've actually practiced. I play it now, but it won't show up on the Zoom.
Sergeant Rocco plays something, and Hunter, maybe you know what this is. His roommate, the nicotine holic like me, plays the accordion. I love accordion. I don't play. I love hearing it. What is this? Balalakia? What is that? What is the Balalakia?
The balalakia. It is a triangular-looking stringed instrument with what appears to be 3 strings.
A dulcimer.
Yes, but it looks like you actually hold it like a guitar, not on the lap like a dulcimer. Okay, definitely Eastern European looking.
Everything Sergeant Rocco brings up is either like Korean or Eastern European. That's like
he's a cultured person.
He is, man. He's been dehydrating so much stuff. I need him to ship me some food.
It's Russian.
And I'm not even joking. Mr. Rocco, I need to try some of this delicious stuff.
Blue Line says, hold on. Hunter's doing his Milli Vanilli impression.
What a pair.
Yep. Hey, Tom, Sergeant Rocco grew up, I believe, didn't he say he...
From Russia, right?
Yeah, well, something under the umbrella. I don't think it was Russia. See, we had to learn it in Soviet schools. Yeah, so he grew up under that. Come here at some point. He was a Marine, and I don't know exactly how many crayons you have to eat, but then he went to Korea and learned culinary arts in Korea. He makes all kinds of cool stuff.
And now his roommate, who is a police officer, has so much nicotine in his body, they put used nicotine patches on him to recharge.
To recharge him. That's what he said. What was the totally not Russian mafia brother-in-law or whatever he was telling the story of?
guys in the $4,000 suits that follow him around that definitely are not bodyguards. So here's a random question, Cameron. What kind of tamper do you use? Do you have any custom made tampers, or are you just using your check tool? Oh, that's right, because you make the tampers. So you're using
So
one.
that's the same profile as this one, the Sow Dog tamper.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Fistful of Briar sent me this. It's a 4570 government cartridge tamper, and the wooden mock projectile comes out with a poker. So
that's awesome.
Got a couple sitting here.
So Cameron, it slipped my mind for a second. We just talked about your custom made tampers. That was a silly question on my part. But since we're here, you want to let everyone know about your tampers, and if they're interested, maybe a way they can get them.
Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. I just make them to order. Honestly, I had a little bit of stock at one time, like 6, 7, 8, because they take a little bit of time. They're brass.
Sure.
So I turn them on the lathe.
What
I have like
brass,
3 different.
What type of brass stock are you starting with, Cameron?
It's just brass rod stock. Do you mean specific like?
No, it's rod stock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And this one has the scraper. Normally they're textured. I don't have any done right now. I have a standard model that doesn't have the scraper, so it's just straight and then tapered. The bottom inch is tapered from it's ½ inch, so what is it, 12 point something millimeters. But anyways, it tapers down to what is it specifically? I want to say like 6 millimeters, and then so the last inch is tapered.
3 inches.
And then it's overall will be about 3 inches on the standard, and then the one with the scraper, these are like 2 5/8, I believe. And then I'll make a long one too. James has made a post because I made a bunch for him. There's a long one with a scraper that I do. It's like 4 inches and it's thin. It's like 4 millimeter.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
And they're textured. Yeah, look it up on James's. There's been, man, I don't know. I've probably made now close to 50 probably.
That's awesome, dude.
And it's been cool, man. I've met a lot of cool people doing it, but just on Instagram. Yeah. Hit me up and then I can send you all 3 models if anybody's interested. But it's been cool.
That is Smokey Stash on Instagram.
Smokey Stash. And guys, follow him on Instagram. You won't regret it. Beautiful photography and all kinds of artisan pipes, great blends, good brews. You're gonna enjoy it. I need that. I know I do.
If anyone's interested that doesn't have an Instagram, reach out to us and we'll get the information to you. That's no issue.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yep. And like I said, my page is private just because I had a bunch of spam accounts and other crap whenever it was public. So people hitting me up, wanting feet pics and all that. Yeah.
Guys, he has an OnlyFans account too. Don't let him lie.
I wish I would have a lot more money. Well, maybe not.
Inside the pipe, it's crazy.
Only toes. I hear you.
What I know we're really laid back, and I don't want to be too off color, but how PG-13 are we going to be?
Full send. This is my YouTube we're on.
Okay.
Full send. So, whatever you want to do.
A guy that I work with, which I'm in construction, I'm a lineman, so we build power lines, Got some rough characters, really good guys. And this isn't a rough guy or anything, but one of the guys I work with, he always says that his business he's going to start, and you can't take this, anybody, but it's going to be blue collar buttholes. It's going to be like OnlyFans, but for, blue collar guys. Yeah.
Man, I work with some rough people too. I'm in the lumber industry, so I mean, most of the people's like, I, I don't even want to be rude, but people hard on their luck that couldn't find a better job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in a skilled labor position. I'm the head lumber inspector. I've been grading lumber for over 15 years, and I'm pretty much like hit the ceiling. You know what I mean? But I have people working under me that are either young or they've gotten so many DUIs. This is the only place they can get a carpool ride to, or something,
Yeah.
you know, and some rough characters, and the stories are insane. I have a list of stories of coworkers from man, big list of crazy stuff, and yeah, some of them are funny, some of them are just weird, man. There's some strange cats out there, but
Linemen are weird. I've worked with linemen for the past couple months now.
Hey,
yeah,
some are
linemen
really weird.
specifically,
Oh yeah, linemen are their own.
they have great taste in footwear. Lineman boots are cool.
Fantastic in footwear. Where I've worked in construction in various projects, you know, construction, there's personality types with every given group. So it seems like electricians have their own kind of personality, plumbers, and then anyone on a drill rig, especially. And then linemen have their own sense of dark humor that is a little separate from everyone else. And pretty much the more dangerous the job, the more dark humor and rough around the edges it can be. And linemen, especially the guys that have a lot of skill actually climbing the poles, can be very rough around the edges. And I've worked with a lot of great guys. Don't get me wrong. You know, if there's a situation, it's probably the kind of person you want to have around because obviously they do so well under stress. But no, I get it. It's funny, as from someone that does like safety for a standpoint, is one of my things that I do. Not entirely. I'm more on-site project management, but safety's a part of it. Yeah, watching guys climb poles and all that is like really, really stressful. I'm not climbing poles, but to be in charge of that, you know what I mean? You really have to have trust in your guys that they know what they're doing and they're doing it the right way. Because if not, first of all, you can get fired, you know, me. And then worst case scenario, man, someone can get killed. You know, my job's safe, but at the same time, I trust that the linemen know their job better than I do because they have to.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to trust that they're going to do it the best possible way. And it's difficult to put that much trust into someone that you really don't know based on their profession, but you kind of have to. But yeah, I've worked with linemen. I've got a lot of respect for them. I've worked, you know, directly with them. They're their own characters.
Rocco says guys with DUIs working near saws. It's like I'm back in the Soviet Union. Yeah, well, thankfully the people running the saws, the sawyers, are not those people, but the very bottom level of unskilled labor at a sawmill, and I work on the kiln dried section of the sawmill, right? The dry lumber. We need people stacking this lumber 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it is labor intensive, backbreaking work, and someone's got to do it.
Weak mind, strong back.
Strong back for a little bit of time, and then it's just broken back, but you got to keep going.
Yeah.
But I have seen some fingers lost in front of me. So if anyone's ever seen fingers lopped off, it's hey,
that one right there.
Yeah.
Forge Piper Tom says that linemen are the kind of men you want in your foxhole, right? And then that's kind of saying, like, if crap goes down, not just on a job site, but anywhere, lineman's the kind of guy. And then Blue Line says, as a carpenter for 20 years, he's found that roofers to be the roughest customers on the job. Roofers are
raunchy, dude. I know a couple myself. Those guys are
concrete guys.
Love them.
Concrete guys, man, I can deal with concrete guys. I'm like professional with concrete. Roofers I've worked with, I've got more experience with drillers. To me, it seems like the linemen have more of like the real dark sense of humor and the cussing and all that, but they do a fantastic job. I love it. Drillers are like, can be partially scary. Like, these are typically really big guys, and I mean really rough around the edges. They're not just like around the edges as far as like their humor, like rough around the edges. So
like they live hard.
And not just drillers like oil rigs, you know what I mean? Like guys that drill holes in the ground for various things.
Yeah.
They be rough around the edges. So it just depends on what you get. But
well, and I will say too, like just in the industry. And it's funny because it's true. So you probably work with more like contract linemen, right?
Yes.
Not necessarily like linemen from a municipality or a co-op.
I don't really know. It's just line. It's contract. Yes, contract. It has to be contracted.
So
Yeah.
they'd be contractors probably. So, and contractors they're really skilled. I work for a municipality. That's all I've ever worked at. But I work with guys too that have been contractors. We have contractors work with us to do certain jobs. Now, the municipality that I work at, a lot of people give municipalities a bad rap because the general perception of it is like if you work for a city or a municipality, you're not doing the same work that a contractor would. And that's kind of false because our system that we're on has so much three-phase and everything. And like I said, it's the home office of Walmart. All their vendors are there and everything. So we can't just kill a sectional line out and be like, well, put up with it. So we do a lot of hot work and everything. That's, I mean, part of it. That's our job. But most people's perception is, oh, if you work for a municipality, you don't do that. Or you only work on single phase, you don't do three-phase and stuff like that. But we got a really good group of guys and everything. But it is funny because contractors are more known for being rough and wild and stuff like that.
May I mention union contractors specifically?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, union's totally different. We're not union here. That's whatever. Some people are for it, some are against it. I don't know because I'm not part of it. But
my opinion's the same. I don't have an opinion because I don't work. I'm not in union. My work doesn't involve union. We hire union sometimes, but
yeah.
I don't have an opinion on it. I'm going to leave that to the guys that decide to be in or out of union.
Yep.
So,
but it is funny because you see those different, groups of guys. If you're a contractor, if you're not, all that stuff. But
Blue Line works as a Leo. He's in law enforcement, and he had a medical call today. Carpenter cut all of his fingers off on a table saw. He said it was an accident where the saw collapsed on him while he was using it. But I've seen a lot of this type of stuff. I carry tourniquets daily with me. Everywhere I go, man, I carry tourniquets. It's it's wild.
As construction, law enforcement is our best friend, especially working in cities. But believe it or not, locally, I'm not going to go into the whole details of why this guy was mad. We've had a meeting in a parking lot every day for 7 months, 6:30 in the morning, 7 months now. In the house next to the parking lot, for whatever reason, the guy comes out that day and was mad that we were out there doing nothing and threatened to pull a handgun on us and all this. And we had to call the police. So crazy that how mad people will get at people working in construction, trying to improve society, improve infrastructure, trying to make the world a better place, and they're threatening to shoot us. So we had to call on him. He had to do an incident report. That was fun. I'm like, okay, we'll just have a meeting up the road today. Let me call someone, get this figured out. And my buddy's like, oh, let me go up here and talk to the guy because I'm not liking it. Gosh.
By the way, Hunter, this haunting is kind of simple and kind of pleasing. It's good.
It's simple. There is, so my experience with it, with the haunting, it's unique. I love flavor development, but it's a blend that starts off to me with not a lot of notes, but it opens up very gradually every couple of minutes as you smoke it. And it doesn't so much progress into like a different blend. Like, for instance,
it gets richer, I think. Yeah.
If I smoke Dusk, it's very open from the beginning, but by the midway point, I feel like it's an entirely different pipe blend. The thing about the haunting is it slowly opens up to reveal itself. So these nuances emerge. And
it's funny, Hunter, because
go ahead.
I'm sorry I cut you out there. It's cigar leaf, and that's kind of how a cigar develops. You know what I mean?
Right, and it's not overly complex. I do get quite a few notes, but in my review when I do it, I'm going to list all these notes. But the thing is, and I put this like disclaimer in the review, The notes are very subtle and kind of in the background. You get a couple of main flavors up front, but then these very nuanced, subtle notes slowly emerge. You just have to really be paying attention, but they're there in the background.
Yeah, it's good. I'm going to enjoy smoking what you sent me. I appreciate it. Something different, but definitely in my wheelhouse. It's very rich, very earthy, simple.
Yeah.
I like it.
The closest thing smoking a cigar in a pipe that I've come to. I think, honestly, I enjoy GLP's Key Largo a little bit more myself.
It's a lot more dynamic than this, though.
Yeah, this isn't an overly dynamic blend, but it's definitely something different, which is how Warped advertises kind of their blends, trying to be unique, trying to do something different. And I think that fits the bill. It's definitely unique and different.
This kind of hits me as some of the darker Samuel Gawith and Gawith and Hogarth blends that I've been smoking as of late. We got a lot of the dark, rich tobacco, the earthy undertones. It's just kind of in the vein of some of the stuff I've been gravitating towards. So this is nice.
The cigar leaf in that has some burley-like qualities with like some earthiness and some leatheriness, and it does remind me of some of the Gawith blends. Actually, more of the Virginia, like a dark flake almost. That I don't even know if it has burley in it, but it has that deep richness. You know what I mean?
It's Virginia, but man, those guys are doing Virginia so much different. Like some of them blends, we were talking about them as if they were burleys I was smoking a couple months ago, and kind of just assumed they were. The flavor profile, and it was actually like African and Indian dark air cured Virginias. But I was perceiving them in my mind as if it was burley based, and it wasn't at all.
If you pay very close attention to the blend, and that's difficult to do on a group chat when we're talking and all that, but like there's Red Virginia in the blend. It's pretty hard. There's Red Virginia and Bright Virginia. And it's pretty hard to actually pick those out because the cigar leaf is so strong. So the two kind of work together to just kind of give you an effect more so than a flavor. I do get a little bit of dried fruit out of the Red Virginia, if you notice. And then the Bright Virginia does give you some bright notes. I wouldn't say it's as much, it's not like citrus, but it's brighter. And if it's in the background, it's subtle. You really got to pay attention, but it's there. Now, this blend has Cavendish in it just a little bit. And online, what Jeremy Reeves said is that the Cavendish is used to kind of merge the flavors of the cigar leaf and the Virginia. And I agree with that. So I didn't necessarily pick up on the black Cavendish. It's a component that you don't notice it's there, but if it wasn't there, you would notice, and it would be a completely different blend, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like the secret hidden ingredient, where in this scenario, it's very appropriate to have it. You know, it has a specific thing that it does. I do get a little bit of toastiness from the Cavendish occasionally, but it's very mild. But really, you're just getting the notes of the cigar leaf with a general Virginia boosting it, taking some of the edge off, giving it some semi-subtle sweetness, you know, but the Virginia isn't very nuanced. I can pick up a couple here and there, but it's just an overall general Virginia flavor, if that makes sense.
For me, it's kind of like in this old Burley Bear, the Virginia in it, I'm not necessarily detecting or able to isolate the flavor of the Virginia specifically, but what it's doing is it's rounding the edges and smoothing out the more predominant leaf that's available in the blend.
And a sneak peek for the podcast here, I mentioned how, like, in this Burley blend, where, you know, you have a straight Burley blend like Wessex Burley Slice, you can add topping to it to kind of knock the edge off of the Burley and give it a little bit of sweetness. With a blend like HH Burley Flake, where it doesn't have a topping, you add a little bit of Virginia to give you the same effect, to give you a little bit of sweetness, to knock off some of the rough edge of the Burley and kind of round the blend out. The cigar leaf in the Haunting acts a lot like Burley. And so without it having any topping, the little bit of Virginia that's included, I don't really know how much there is, but the Virginia that is included is kind of having that same effect. It's giving it a touch of sweetness, making the blend more palatable, and it's knocking off some of the rough edge of the cigar leaf and making it more round and not so rough in the pipe. If you take an actual cigar and break it up and put it in the pipe, it can be a very rough experience. But the Virginia is acting almost as a topping just to knock the roughness off, to make the cigar leaf behave better in the pipe. And the Cavendish is doing that too by uniting the two.
Absolutely. Speaking of Burley,
How's my showing? I get into this.
speaking of Burley, my friend Burley Burt is in the chat. Burley Burt is a guy that he's commented on my videos, but I've actually met up with Burley Burt on some like Cornell and Dill comment sections and stuff. I've seen him all over YouTube. He has, with a name like Burley Burt, you know, Captain Burley Slice here, he has immaculate taste in tobacco. So really good to see him
Cheers
in
to
here
Bert.
live. I kind of have
You know,
the
speaking
mental
of that
image.
cigar
You guys
leaf
remember, Cameron, you remember Burt from the Tremors movies?
dude, I've only seen like bits and pieces of those.
Well, Burt was like the military surplus conspiracy theorist guy that had all the guns and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah, the Dylan Gribble.
he had the mustache, man. He had the,
Yes.
you know, yeah.
That's
So,
funny.
what was he going to say, Cameron, about the?
Oh, speaking of the cigar leaf blend, I think you all really need to try that country lager blend. Then, I think they did a great job with that. Man, it's got some Black Cavendish in it as well and stuff. It's Virginia, Black Cavendish, cigar leaf, maybe some Burley. I'm not for sure. But like you were saying, that Cavendish just kind of smooths it out and helps meld everything together.
Yeah.
And man, I've had some like really good smokes with that blend. It's been a couple years, it's probably been a year since I got it out. I don't know. It's been a while, but really some really good smokes with it and like really enjoyable. And I know everybody's different, but I'd say probably a little bit of a sleeper blend.
Yeah. Smokehouse won me over for Briarworks. I love the look of their pipes. I haven't owned one yet, but I love to see Briarworks pipes. I need to explore more of their blends. And like you're mentioning in this particular blend with these Cavendish added to it, you know, I've mentioned before, I'm not big on Cavendish, but let me rephrase that again. I'm not big on Cavendish forward blends, but when it's used condimentally,
Yeah.
and like the Haunting or like what you're mentioning, it really works. So it's how it's used is the big factor with me.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
that's
the same way
that you do enjoy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there is good cigar blends out there. I enjoy the Haunting. I prefer Key Largo. That's not taking anything away from the Haunting, but I think Key Largo is a little bit more nuanced. And now the Briarworks blend, which one was it?
Country Lager.
Country Lager is on the list. I've seen its name pop up a good bit on forums. So I think it is a little bit of a sleeper blend, but I think it has its own little cult following from the sound of it.
Yeah. Yeah. GLPs, and I've got a 10 of it. Is it Haddo's Delight that's the other cigar leaf, or
I haven't had the other one.
Else?
I know there's another one. I've tried to get every cigar leaf blend I can find. I haven't had that one. I know there's another one out there. Hunter's looking it up. He'll definitely find it.
Look up Haddo's Delight. I don't know if it's Haddo's or not, but he does have another cigar leaf blend that's supposed to be really good. And I think it was Sean Ream was telling me that he really likes it.
Yeah, that's Robusto, I think, is the one you're thinking of.
Robusto. That's the one I was thinking of.
But Haddo's Delight, I was just reading on that, though. Let me see what it has.
Yeah, check and see, because I've got a 10 of the whatever it is in there. And
it's a Virginia. It's got Virginia, Perique, Burley, Black Cavendish.
What about Cumberland?
Okay, let me see.
I don't know why those are popping in my head, but
Cumberland.
Tom, it was great seeing you, brother. You have a great night, man. I hope you have a productive and blessed day tomorrow.
Tom, thanks so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Cumberland is a Virginia blend with Perique and dark-fired Kentucky. But that's okay. I'm a big fan of GLPs. I'm a big fan of most things produced by Cornell and Dill, but I think Greg is a mad scientist at blending. He's one of the few people that can create 25 English blends, 25 very different blends. You know what I mean? And I mean, there's a lot of mad geniuses out there. I think Ravenwood is an absolute genius with his blends. You know what I mean? Just some people have that. I couldn't blend if I tried. I appreciate great leaf. You know what I mean? But to like actually sit down and taste something and just know what it needs, it blows my mind that someone can put a blend like this together, just like the Old Burley Bear that we smoked today. I love it. I appreciate it. I couldn't come up with something that good if I had all the money and resources in the world. You know what I mean? I mean, it's real mad scientists. And as a reviewer, I appreciate these blenders with such defined palettes that they can create something like this.
Yeah.
Hey, Cameron.
It's cool. I got to meet James at Muletown last year.
I'd love to go to Muletown.
Dude, I'm going to try to go this next year. But
have you had any of the Hampton House blends?
No.
So he's a micro blender that Walt in the chat here, Carolina Kirk 70, brought to my attention. He has a Wessex Burley Slice match.
Really?
And yeah, and it's let me see. I think it was $8 an ounce. I just bought 4 ounces. I tried to like a month ago when he brought it to my attention, and the website wasn't accepting credit cards or something weird. I wasn't able to order it. And Walt on Instagram just posted an update saying they got that fixed. Hunter screenshotted it, sent it to me, and while I was at work the other day, I was able to get some of this Wessex Burley Slice match that Walt recommended ordered. So I have some coming on the way. I haven't tried it yet, and I'm extremely excited just to get a chance to give it a go and see what it's all about. But yeah, that's Hampton House, and he's got a bunch of blends, and I haven't tried any of them.
I've had 2 Hampton House blends, both Virginias, and I found them to be absolutely phenomenal myself. I had Trifecta and then Platinum. They were really good. I'm a Virginia connoisseur, so I always appreciate a good Virginia blend, and I thought he did absolutely excellent with it.
Good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Burley blend. Good price. I've heard good things about it. Very boutique, very, micro blender. Walt says that the credit card companies are refusing tobacco sales. Man, I tell you what's wild, guys, in the larger picture of things. I'm a big, America freedom guy, and tobacco is so shit on. In a place where we're supposed to have personal freedoms to do whatever we want. You can go to the local convenience store and get cigarettes all day long and whatever. But people that want to experience tobacco, exactly, Cameron. But people that want to actually experience tobacco in a meaningful way, that are excited about tobacco, we are just shit on every time you turn around. It is the most insane thing.
You know what pisses me off? And I mean, I'm open about it. So pretty conservative guy, all that stuff. I voted for Trump, but I was really hoping, and I know he's got way bigger fish to fry, but I was hoping he could put something in action that would help the tobacco industry out a little bit, because he had his own cigars.
Right.
And it's only getting worse.
Man, there's a couple things I could bring up. I am so I hate to say it, but in some regards, black-pilled, that I see this country going in the wrong direction, and one party is just taking it there quicker than the other party. I don't see any, slowing down what's happening, to be honest with you, man.
Well, it's just weird because you have, and do what you want to do, smoke what you want to smoke, drink what you want to drink, but it's just the fact that you're legalizing, let's say, cannabis marijuana use, not saying good or bad about it.
That's what Blue Line just brought up in the chat, man.
Yeah. You can buy cannabis literally anywhere, but tobacco, oh no. You can buy alcohol literally anywhere,
right?
Tobacco, oh no. And it just doesn't make any sense why you would almost encourage and advertise the use of one and then completely shut down and demonize the use of the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
So instead
it's
of smoking
crazy.
clean, natural tobacco, but you can go to, like you said, the gas station, buy Marlboros all day. Again, smoke what you want to smoke. If you're
free-based nicotine. I mean, the cigarettes are engineered to be addictive, like crack cocaine is addictive. It is ammonia added. It's free-based upon combustion. It is insane. That's completely above board and cool. That someone that doesn't want to inhale and wants to experience traditional tobacco in a beautiful, meaningful way. Oh no, that's completely unacceptable.
I'm so to the extremist point of it that I mean, if you want to smoke cigarettes, smoke cigarettes. Smoke what you want to smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
yeah, sure.
yeah, absolutely. But it's just crazy that right now I can go to the gas station, buy Marlboros, no problem. But I've got so many, like, I've got a buddy in Washington who cannot buy tobacco online. And
Washington's crazy.
yeah,
Yep.
and he has to have it sent to his sister in Oregon, and every few weeks he goes there to collect his packages. It's just
Yep.
nuts what people have to go through. But yet, if he wanted to switch to cannabis, he could get high on weed all day. You know,
Yep.
if you wanted to get alcoholic, he could order in booze all day. Drink booze if you want to, smoke cannabis if you want to, smoke cigarettes if you want to. I'm not putting any of this down. I'm just saying I hate limiting options.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sure.
A free country, let us do what we want to do. That was the purpose of the country. If I want to smoke a cigarette, a joint, drink beer, drink alcohol, smoke a pipe, let me do that. I mean,
as long as you're not harming anybody else.
That's it.
You know,
I don't have to agree with it, but that doesn't mean I need to stop you from doing what you want to do. There's a lot of things I don't agree with that I don't necessarily think the government needs to be involved with limiting, if that makes sense.
Yep.
The government needs to be limited.
Yeah, for sure.
You look at historical documents. I hate to get on this whole soapbox, but I'm passionate about this. You look at historic documents, and every restriction ever put on paper was a restriction against government, was against the authority of, it was the boundaries how far they could go. It was never the boundaries how far we could go. We should be able to be free to exist and express ourselves in a way we see fit, as long as we're not infringing on anyone else's ability to do so. And it is like things are so flip-flopped, and the common person is way too concerned with what's going on with either sports ball or American Idol, or something's got their mind all consumed that no one cares about these things anymore. And it's bizarre to me.
It's like the fall of Rome. Give them the Colosseum.
Give
them something to watch, entertain themselves with, and they won't notice us.
Yep.
You know, but it's a government of the people, by the people, for the people. But yet, the people saying we want pipe tobacco, and the government says no. That's not how this works. That's not how it's supposed to work. Let me say it like
right. I'm afraid. My fear is that we live in a post-constitutional country, guys. That all the founding principles is only there as some kind of traditional honoring way, and they have no bearing in our lives. Because, I hate to, that's not my goal here. This is a tobacco thing, but it affects us as tobacco consumers. We should be freed to enjoy life the way we see fit, and it's just so crazy.
It's just absolutely nuts. I just don't. I could get on a roll. I'm not going to, and I'm really not a too political person. You know, I don't get into this left versus right, but I do get into the Constitution and what this country stands for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This constitutional republic that we have, and people should have the freedoms that are promised in the Constitution and not be limited by. On a slightly more positive note, Cameron, how do you like the leather pipe stand? I've been looking at those.
I love it.
I've been wanting to get one, man, to be honest with you. They're so cool.
Yeah. It's just simple. I got this actually in a roll pouch. My wife got me off of Etsy or something like that.
Nice.
Whole thing, yeah. I've got a buddy that does leather work. Like makes custom reins, and spurs and all that stuff. And I really want him to make me a real cool one. But.
Dude, I've got pipe racks for storage, but if I need to set the pipe down, if it doesn't sit, this one sits. But I need to set the pipe down while smoking, man. I'm still using the plastic and they fall off of this so easy. I hate to say
really?
Not a good solution.
You know what works
this is the ticket.
A roll of duct tape. You just put a roll of duct tape wherever you're doing something, and you just sit it in the hole in the middle of the duct tape. It just, I don't know.
Hey, I'll tell you another thing. If you don't have one,
tobacco tray?
I don't have any tobacco trays. Hunter has this little one that he uses. It's a cutesy little thing. You have a legit one. I'm using
Cornell and Deal branded. Look at that. You can see the logo in the corner. Talk trash about it. That is name brand, baby. That's
pretty cool.
Cornell and Deal. Look at that. Talk trash about it. It is cute though. I
What
like
do you
it.
have there, Cameron?
So my buddy Bradley, BG Woodworks, WORX. He makes awesome pipe racks and trays, and cool guy.
That's a nice little tobacco tray, man. I've
Yeah,
been
look him up on Instagram too.
I've been thinking about making some tobacco trays myself because I have access to small pieces of nice lumber, and I actually
Yeah.
have some here around with a router and some zip bits and stuff. I could I'm not talking about like trying to sell them and make money, but just like be able to actually make them to use. I could
Out of
crank something
necessity.
out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I've thought about, I mean, I don't know, that's something you see often, in the community too, is guys being self-sufficient or making stuff with their hands or making it work, because it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Right.
But I've thought about the same thing, is making my own just out of a whatever piece of hardwood,
So like as far as the raw material of the hardwood, I have unlimited access to red and white oak, hard and soft maple, cherry, walnut, whatever you want. Unlimited free access to small pieces that are trimmed off the ends of boards when I upgrade lumber. So like it usually gets used locally as like firewood because it's kiln dried. It's great for firewood.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
if I was wanting to make something like that, I could set up a router table, and man, I could crank some out if I wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
Blue Line mentioned something really cool on here. Tobacco prep tray, a blank stencil sheet. And I want to show you all something. For a quick and cheap pipe rack, you can go on eBay and buy, probably used, get it pretty cheap, a set of classroom scissors that you would use in like grade school or elementary school, where the scissors are plastic. But the stand that they come in, and let me show you this. Can you all still see me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry for the mess. This is for children's scissors. And I put a lot of pipes in here. I got this dirt cheap. It does spin. I put a little glue on the bottom to stop it from spinning. But this holds quite a few pipes. And I got this for literally hardly anything. So if
Let's
you need
see the rest of the cabinet too, though, when you're done.
You want to see the rest of the cabinet? It's
Yep.
kind of a mess, man.
Yeah, let's see the rest of it.
There's the lamp you gave me, the oil lantern. I got a grenade here because who doesn't need a grenade just up there? Another storage method if you need it. I've got a Titanic cup here just filled with pipes, man. Another cup filled with pipes, a piece of coal that actually came from the Titanic. But then the goods. We got pipe racks. There's some of the 673s. There's the mattress 673 on a stand that my wife made me using an antler that came from our dad, actually. He killed the deer that antler came from, and she turned it into a pipe stand. And it also has a cigar holder on the back of it, if need be. And then we got some open jars, but this is what Dakota's referring to. Here's a little bit of the cellar. Tin, some Throgmorton, a bunch of stuff over here. The Cornell and Deal collection. I don't know. We got some jarred stuff. I've got pipe tobacco literally everywhere stashed wherever. But it's not as crazy as some of these cellars I have seen. I've got more in the closet in jars, but that's my show off cellar just because it looks cool.
Dude. I've been trying to get him to show that off, guys, for such a long time, and he's so humble about it. Or maybe he's afraid that someone's going to break in and steal it all. But there we go.
This is the view. Bunch of mess here. Open racks, ACDC. I've got Scar stuff pretty cool too. I'll show that off while we're at it in the smoke room. These Tupperware containers are all just absolutely filled with cigars.
Brutal enough. What's going on, brother? What time is it? Hunter, do the calculation. What time is it for Brutal? It's 11:06 here.
What time is it now?
11:06 here.
I guess 5:06.
5:06. No, it's 4:06 for Brutal.
We'll see what it is.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
But
You're
yeah,
talking about people.
in this room.
You're talking about people with like crazy sellers, you know?
Yeah, like serious. I've only got like 50 some pounds. I mean, that's not really much compared to some I've seen.
Have you seen the dude on YouTube? Crap, I can't remember his name now. But he always smokes that big meerschaum, and he's got a house like in Montana and then somewhere else.
Isn't he like the lawyer or something like that?
I don't know what he is.
I think I know you're
but
talking.
he had a shipment from Esterval's come in from Germany, you know? It was all like HU tobacco.
Yeah.
And he ordered like 600 tins or something.
Can you even do that?
Yeah, at the time you could. It was a couple years ago.
Like
they came in on a pallet.
I've always made the joke if I like something, I want to buy it by the barrel, like a 55-gallon drum barrel. But I've never heard of anyone actually doing it. I am half tempted to call Cornell and Deal and say, what's the most amount of like haunted bookshop you'll make for special order? Because I just want to buy as much as I can in bulk and keep it just in case the world goes to hell. You know what I mean?
I'm with Cameron, man. Some HU Nashville County, like a large supply of that. That'd be quite nice. He says it's 5 a.m., by the way, Hunter.
Didn't I say 5 a.m.?
I said 3. I don't remember what you said. I think you got it, though.
We have to watch the playback. I think I had that one.
You probably did. I don't recall.
Piper Dave. That sounds right. Is that the guy? Let me look it up.
Yeah, Piper Dave. Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
I am subscribed.
Dude's got stupid money. His house in Montana, millions dollars.
Yeah. Piper Dave. That's it. The older guy, awesome guy, though. Smokes Liga Privada cigars, so it's not just about the pipes.
I do like a Liga Privada.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But no, my collection really isn't that crazy, and that's not all of it.
Blue Line says you did say 5.
He did.
It's like a mini game. When Brutal Enough shows up, we guess what time it is there. Hey, everybody check out Brutal Enough's YouTube channel. He had, I don't know who took the picture. It looks kind of candid, but he had an awesome picture of himself taken the other day, and he posted. And it was in the context of a more meaningful post, but he had an awesome picture of him standing there smoking a pipe. Throw that out there, man. I'm not very photographic, so the people that are, rock on.
Man, I need to do some cleanup in this room. I didn't realize how unorganized the cabinets were, but all room, only working with what I have.
Walt guessed it as well.
There is one thing I would like to show in this room since we're talking about it real quick, and that is what's directly behind me. That is a painting I had done of Richard Overton, who passed away in 2018 at the age of 112, but he was America's oldest World War II veteran for years. And he says his reason for his longevity was smoking like 10 cigars a day and drinking whiskey. And you can see a lot of videos of him on YouTube, and that's just my absolute spirit animal. I love Richard Overton. And the ashtray that I use, I do have the cork in the middle that I added, but I tracked this down on eBay. It's the same ashtray that he uses.
That's awesome.
A duplicate. I tracked it down and had to have that. So big inspiration for me. But yeah,
that's so cool.
I like the painting. I'm not going to show everything in here because I could go on forever with little stories. But
Jeremy did that one, right?
Yeah.
Jeremy McClung.
I told him I also wanted another one of Winston Churchill. And he said, yeah, man, absolutely. And it's been 3 years. I haven't heard anything.
You want me to hit him up?
Man, I'm half tempted to because I've got the spot for it. But he did so good with this one that I'm like, listen, the same style, but this picture of Winston Churchill. It's like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, what's funny is the Richard Overton painting I had him do, I sent him the painting and I got it one day from him. He's like, yeah, thanks for commissioning me to do this, yada, yada, yada. He goes, I got to ask, who is that? I'm like, oh, that's probably like really random if you didn't know who it was. He's like, okay, that's a cool story. Yeah, he sounds cool. I just didn't know. I just get a picture of an old guy smoking a cigar.
I tell you what, are you serious about the Churchill one?
Maybe not at this given moment, but I've got him on Facebook. I could hit him up.
I mean, I don't mind to reach out to him. Is what I'm saying. It'd be a good reason for me to connect with an old friend. You know what I mean? But
sister, and she was telling me that she had a brother that did paintings that needed some money at the time, and that he was doing commissions like dirt cheap, and maybe paid $100 for that or something like that. Like, so happy with it, could not be better. And she was showing me his work, and I'm like, yeah,
That's awesome.
Sergeant Rocco, the reenactments. I haven't seen the reenactments of the Titanic, but I am obsessed with the Titanic, and I don't mean just the movie, but the actual ship, the Titanic itself, and all, not just any kind of ships, but specifically the ocean liners, which the Titanic was a type of ship, and then it has some sister ships, the Britannic, and all this. There's a lot of famous ocean liners I just love for some reason. But that piece of coal came from the Titanic, salvaged in 1985 from the wreckage. It's the only certifiable piece of authentic Titanic memorabilia that you can legally buy.
oh, cool! I didn't know that.
To get a little pebble like that's $50, and I mean, there's probably millions of them sold because there's so many thousands of tons of coal on the Titanic. But that did come from the wreckage of the Titanic. You can buy it on Amazon. It's not. It's really cool. I love it, but it's pretty easy to find.
It's kind of like getting a star named after you.
Yeah.
It's cool, but anyone can kind of do it.
That was an authentic piece of coal from the Titanic wreckage. So
that is cool. That is cool. Well, guys, it's 11:14. I've been up since 4:30. I'm getting a little bit delirious. So
turn up a good while too. I'm sure he's ready for bed.
Yeah.
This was a great live, guys. We had a great recording of the podcast tonight. Brothers of the Pipe. If you're already subscribed to For the Love of the Leaf, just the name will change. You don't have to do anything. But this Saturday, when the new episode releases, it will be under that name, and we have our friend Cameron as a guest on the episode. I think it went great. Looking forward to what everyone thinks, guys. It's been a great evening of pipe smoking. I've smoked far too many back to back, but here we are. Cameron, once again, thanks for joining us today, man. Thanks for doing the podcast, of course, and thanks for coming on the live, man. It's just kind of chill, laid back, but I greatly appreciate you stopping by and joining us. It means a lot.
And guys,
I had a blast. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you for joining the podcast. We really appreciate it. And the after party here live on YouTube. For those listening, please make sure you check out the podcast, Brothers of the Pipe. We would appreciate it.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great, blessed night and a wonderful